My name is Mimi, and I'm just a regular girl from Los Angeles, California. I moved to North Carolina to give my kids a fighting chance. Once I relocated here, I started off in the back house operation as a dishwasher in a small kitchen. I keep a close rapport with one of my teachers that I love dearly at Catawba Valley Community College. And I explained to her that I wanted to step up and cook for a living. Then brought me into the Hospitality Academy. I had a wonderful experience touring this beautiful place. The Mellow Mushroom was my absolute favorite tour, because when I stepped into the restaurant, I knew I wanted to stay here. When Leslie stepped to the podium, it was just pure sincerity. I seen a great person with a wonderful background that had a lot to offer a human being. Not a black girl, but a human being. I knew I would stand with her. I knew. I knew. I said if I just could get an opportunity to get an interview, just a moment to let my light shine, I was gonna take off.
Everyone has dates that are those key markers when the word pandemic, unprecedented, and pivot were fresh in our vocabulary. On March 11th of 2020, we concluded our program and celebrated graduation for Leadership Catawba. 2 days later, on March 13th, the world and our community started shutting down. What we knew and how we could operate was changing on a daily, if not hourly basis. It would have been easy for the Chamber to opt out of Leadership Catawba for the upcoming year with so much unknown. However, I remember walking into Lindsay's office and saying if no other programming was possible, we had to do Leadership Catawba. I didn't know what it was going to look like or how it was going to happen, but it had to continue, knowing that a strong recovery for our community depends on strong leaders.
The Leadership Catawba experience from my perspective was really about learning more about Catawba County and what is going on in the community. As a lifelong resident of Catawba County, I thought that the program was really going to be just an overview of things I already knew, but I was floored at how many places we went to that I had never been, programs that we covered that I wasn't aware of, and just community partnerships that I was just really impressed with. It showed the passion of the local chamber. To run an event like this in challenging conditions where you have to totally change everything you're used to doing, it requires a tremendous amount of work and persistence. So one of the big takeaways about Leadership Catawba for me was just learning the programs that are available in the area that could potentially benefit CommScope. One of those programs is Apprenticeship Catawba. We traditionally haven't been involved in that program, but we're now trying to pursue and get involved.
A question we ask each member of the cohort is now what? Now that you're a graduate of Leadership Catawba, what and where are you going to make a difference? This may be serving on a board, volunteering, or even seeking political office. But what is your commitment to the place you call home?
So we're really trying to make the Chamber the obvious voice for business in Catawba County. And over the years, we've done some good work through the Chamber to adopt a legislative agenda modeled after a state legislative agenda, and then gradually evolve to start adopting our own. And really what we're trying to do in the coming year is take it to the next level. We've all seen over the last 2 years the impact that government can have on the way your business is run, for good and for bad. But you're running your business and you don't have time to really focus on what's going on in Washington or what's going on in Raleigh. And so the Chamber's here to really be your advocate to make sure that the policies that are coming down are really going to help your business thrive in the community.
My name is Shawn Brown. I'm the Vice President of Safety with Cargo Transporters Incorporated here in Claremont. We are a truckload carrier operating just under 500 trucks nationwide. And I also serve as the mayor of the city of Claremont. The unique perspective that I have is from the business side and from the elected official side. A lot of times we need to see government step out of the way of business and let business do what they do best. You know, one business can only do so much as far as expressing their needs and desires when it comes to the broader area. So to have the power, the reach, and the breadth of scope that the Chamber's able to provide, that's what gives the real empowerment to the businesses to be able to have their voice heard at a much higher level.
The DiSummit, which stands for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, it was a great opportunity for a lot of professionals in this area to put us in front of others so that we could collaborate. So the summit itself allowed me to be more intentional about meeting with more people in our organization. We're not here just to serve our patients, but we're also here to create a great experience for employees. So in order to get there, we need to create a workplace that is inclusive of ideas, of ethnical backgrounds, of different races, of opinions. So it was very important for us to have that in place so that we can really welcome everyone here to Greystone and create great experiences for people in our community, including our employees.
When we started building the Hospitality Academy, we realized that we couldn't do it alone. It would take business, community leaders, and CVCC to really make a difference if we were going to be able to help our business and industry partners, especially while they were going through a crisis with the COVID pandemic. Every student that walked into the classroom, they were there because they wanted to better their lives. They wanted to gain skills. They wanted to learn more. They wanted to know what hospitality really looked like. What are the opportunities? So we were able to really be inspired by the students coming in. And each day that they left, we felt that they left hungry for more. I was inspired by every business partner, the chamber, everyone who came in. Everyone was passionate about making this industry the best it could be because it truly impacts our county. And I was inspired by every instructor that walked in with the passion to make sure that we built something and we gave these students an opportunity to be the very best that they could be and look for a career, not just a job.
I've served as a board member on the chamber for 3 years, and when the pandemic hit, we knew we were dealing with unprecedented times. What I appreciated about the chamber was their rapid response to the situation and the critical information that was shared with all of us, particularly me as a business owner dealing with staffing and governor mandates and masks. And the chamber recognized immediately how this was impacting our specific industry. I think it's important as business leaders that we be proactive in positive times as well as negative times. And that all happened because of the chamber. So I'm very grateful for my partnership with the chamber.
We are Ozas Jewelers, and we have been in business since February the 1st, 1983, and we will be celebrating 39 years February 1st this year. We started in a little single-wide trailer. We got married in 1980, so we were married 3 years whenever Oz decided he was quitting his job as a jeweler at another store in Newton. And I came home and everything he owned was sitting in the middle of the kitchen floor, and the rest is history. He worked from home for a while, and then he was on 127. And then we've been here 11 years. So in 2021, it's still very important to make those connections. You just have to do it a little differently, because we've always found out that, used to be you advertise in the newspaper, the radio, whatever, but now so much is social media. And so we have learned that you really can't do it like you've always used to do it. You have to think outside the box. And even through all the pandemic stuff, and I would get an email and it would say, this is what's happening next. This is where you can apply for this. This is what you can do here. And it was like, this is priceless.
And we continue to having our meetings through Zoom calls. So we were continually staying in touch with the group, and that was not as good as being in person.
It was time to go back in person and everybody could start seeing each other in person. It was wonderful. We were so thankful for that. Through all of this, we have learned that you have to have human touch.
The wage and benefit survey, when we first got the notification, I was a little bit anxious because it was a very big survey, a lot of information that needed to be completed. But we felt like it was a good opportunity for us to get some information about just this small geographic area and where we stood in comparison to some of our peers. And when that happens, especially right now in the midst of a pandemic and the Great Resignation, we've seen that we need to move faster. And with this survey being that it was local, the data results were able to be produced much quicker, and we were able to put it into action faster.
It's the collaboration piece. For me, it's important to be able to have a partner such as the chamber, so that We don't try to recreate the wheel. There are many, many success stories out there, and the Chamber is able to really put us in front of that and provide us the tools and connections so that we together work towards something that is successful for us.
Having a pipeline of leaders who are willing to step in and step up is vital to Catawba County. Leaders who are willing to make tough decisions. Leaders who aren't afraid of the unknown. Leaders who are compassionate and empathetic for their community. Leaders who value the process of collaboration. And leaders who think outside the box.